Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Nadiya Godrum me Nityananda Mahajan. Nadiya Godrum me Nityananda Mahajan. Nadiya Godrum me Nityananda Mahajan. Nadiya Godrum me Nityananda Ādi Gadādhara श्रद्धावान जान है, प्रभुरा आज्ञा भिक्षा, प्रभुरा आज्ञा भिक्षा। बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण शिक्षा। 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 नदिया गोदम में नित्यानंद महाजन। नदिया गोदम में नित्यानंद महाजन। अपराध शून्य हो कृष्ण। अपराध शून्य हो कृष्ण। अपराध शून्य हो कृष्ण। अपराध शून्य हो कृष्ण। कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण। 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 नदिया गोदम में नित्यानंद महाजन। नदिया गोदम में नित्यानंद महाजन। कृष्ण संसार पूरो हरि अनंता। 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 जीवे माया कृष्ण नाम सर्व धर्म का। 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 नदिया गोदम में नित्यानंद महाजन। नदिया गोदम में
विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanand. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for being here for another session of the amazing adventures of Avadhūta Nitai. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahasaya and glorified by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, as we saw yesterday. Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kahe Veda Vyas, Chaitanya Lilara Vyas, Vrindavana Das. So we are reading the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Yesterday evening, we discussed about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurating the Harinam Sankirtan movement in Sridham Navadvip. How old is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
18.
Approximately 18 years old. And he is the beloved husband of Sri Vishnu Priya Devi. He is living in his home at Yogapit with his beloved mother, Shachi Mata. And all the time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is surrounded by his loving associates. Like, let's name a few kids. Some of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. Okay, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda, Murari Gupta, yes, Nandan Acharya, yes, of course, Chandrasekhar, was uncle, huh? Ramanandara, yes, but in Jagannath Puri. Kolavecha Sridhar, yes. Who else? Shuklambar Brahmachari.
Haridas.
Yes, Govinda, huh?
Haridas.
Govinda in Jagannath Puri. Haridas Thakur, of course. Mukund Datta, yes, we already said. Who else?
All the three brothers of Shiva.
All the three brothers, Sri Ram, Srimati, Sripati. Vasudev Ghosh, Madhav Ghosh, Govinda Ghosh, three brothers, yes. Huh? Mother Shachi, yes. Yes. So then what about Srivas Thakur's wife? Malini Devi. What about Advaita Acharya's wife? Sita Thakurani. Very nice. And who bore all the expenses for Vishnu Priya Devi and Gaur? Buddhimanta Khan was there also. So many associates. See how many associates we named? So imagine all these associates are there with Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu has inaugurated the Harinam Sankirtan movement. And is it Panchatattva or something else? 5, right? We chanted. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, Ādi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. There are main 5 personalities. So how many are there right now in Navadvip? 4. Who is missing? Our Avadhūta is missing. You say no? In our Mangalcharan prayers, Sa Advaitam, Sa Avadhūtam, Parijana Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya. So Avadhūta is missing. Everybody else is there. Nityananda Prabhu is missing. And yesterday we saw how Mahaprabhu was feeling a lot of pain. My Nitai is not there. And when Nitai understood that, heart to heart, how much time it took for Nitai to come from Vrindavan to Navadvip? Quickly, immediately, one moment he came. Whose house he stayed? Nandanachan. So, let's continue. So, we are in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is Madhya Khanda, part 1, chapter 3. And today we will start from verse 137. So, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, chapter 3, text 137. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda नित्यानंद आगमन जानी विश्वभर अनंत अनंत हरीश प्रभु हैला अंत. So, dear devotees, I do not understand Bengali, nor do I understand Sanskrit, but these verses, because they have been written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur with his own hands, because they have been recited and relished by our acharyas throughout the ages, just by reciting these original Bengali verses of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, we make spiritual progress. So even I don't understand the meaning. We are reading the translation and the purports by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhu, the Gaudiya Bhashya commentary. So let's keep going. Nityananda Agamanta Jani Vishwambhar Ananta Harisha Prabhu Haila Antar. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahasaya is saying, when Lord Vishwambhar understood that Sri Nityananda Prabhu had arrived in Navadvip, he became Ananta Harisha. Harisha Harsha. He became unlimitedly happy. My Nitai has come, my Nitai has come. But please, let us understand, in Gaur Leela, so far, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu have never met. They have never met each other. Can you imagine? Ram and Lakshman have never met. Krishna and Balram have never met. And today we are going to read about their Milan, their meeting. So very auspicious. Hare Krishna. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows Nityananda Prabhu has come, but they have not met. So what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do? Text 141. Sabakara sthane Prabhu kahena apane aji ami aparupa dekhilu swapane. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called all the devotees and he told them, today I had a wonderful dream. Swapna means dream. Today I had a wonderful dream. What did I see in the dream? Tala dhvaja ekaratha samsare rasar asiya rahila ratha amara duyar. I saw a rath. Rath means a chariot. And it had Tala Dhvaja. Dhvaja means flag and Tal means tal tree, palm tree. So I saw a chariot came right in front of my house. It had a tall flag. And the flag had the marking of a palm tree. And it arrived right Amara Duyar. Means it came on my door. It came right in front of my house. In the purport, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes something very interesting. He says that Balramji's chariot is marked with a palm tree. What is Arjun's chariot marked with? Hanumanji. And what is it called in Bhagavad Gita? What is the word used? Kapidhvaja. Kapidhvaja. And how about Krishna's chariot?
Garuda.
Yes, Garudaji. He has the emblem of Garudaji on the flag. So, similarly, Balramji has a Tal Dhvaja. Tal tree is there. So, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada explains why. Why does Balramji's flag, chariot flag, have the mark of a palm tree? Srila Saraswati Thakur explains that among the trees, the Tal tree is the tall tree. It is very tall and it stands above other trees in the surrounding area. The palm tree. It's very tall. Similarly, the height of the chariot adorned by the flag marked with a palm tree is incomparable, just as a palm tree is higher than other trees. Similarly, the mental chariot. What is the Hindi word for mental chariot? Manorath. We see in Akrur Milan, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, there is Akrur has a Manorath, a desire that I want to meet Krishna, I want to meet Krishna. So Srila Saraswati Thakur is saying similarly, the Manorath, the mental chariot of conditioned souls, is tiny. Is tiny in comparison to the palm tree marked with that flag. The palm tree marked on the top of Baldev's chariot is adorned with fruits. The palm tree also has fruits, which means once we look at Baldev, we have darshan of Baldev's chariot, then we give up the lower tendencies and we go for the high fruit of the palm tree, which is that Krishna Prem. So that's what it symbolizes. Text 143. So Mahaprabhu is telling his friends that I saw a dream. In the dream, I saw a chariot. I saw a chariot. तार माझे देखी एक प्रकांड शरीर महा एक स्तंभ स्कंधे गति न हे स्थिर. Within that chariot I saw someone with a prakanda sharir. Prakanda sharir means it was very tall. How tall was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How many feet? 7 feet tall. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was 7 feet tall. And he was very beautiful. So similarly, Nityananda Prabhu also same height. Very tall. Prakanda sharir. And Maha Eka Stambha Skandhe Gati Nahe Sthir. And he was unsteady because of being love intoxicated. Nityananda Prabhu is Avadhūta. He is love intoxicated. So he was unsteady and he was holding something on his shoulder. In the purport, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur clarifies. Here it is said that he was holding a post. But what is not clarified what it was. Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes, he carried a plow and a club in the purport. Because he is Haladhar and he is Gadadhar. Vetra bandha eka kamandalu vamahate Nila vastra paridhana nila vastra mate. Further description of Nityananda Prabhu is given. So let's listen with one pointed attention. This is our Nitai. Vetra bandha eka kamandalu. So he was carrying in his left hand a water pot wrapped with a cane. On a cane stick was a water pot, kamandalu. Nila vastra paridhan. And he was wearing blue garments. Nitai wears blue garments. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wears bright yellow. Nityananda blue. And his head was decorated also with a Nila Vastra, with a blue cloth. So turban also blue, and his dhoti and uttari also blue. Nityananda Prabhu. So this is the darshan that Mahaprabhu had in his dream. Vama Shruti Mule Eka Kundala Vichitra Haladhara Bhava Hena Bhujiye Charitra. Vama means left, and Shruti means ear. In his left ear, he was wearing Kundala Vichitra. Vichitra means very amazing, decorative, very beautiful. He was wearing a nice, not a simple earring, but a decorative earring. In his left ear only. So Avadhūta, he doesn't follow any rules and regulations. In his left ear. And Srila Vrindavan Thakur says, Haladhara bhava hena bhujaye charitra. His characteristics, I could understand that he was none other than Haladhara. Haladhara is another name for Balrama. Keshavadhrita Haladhara Rupa Jaya Jagadish. Shri Jaya Deva Kaveri Damoditam Udaram Suhadam Bhavata Keshavadhrita Dashavidharupa Jaya Jagadish. Now something I found very interesting. Please listen carefully. Verse 146. Ei badi nimai panditera hai dasha bara visha bara ei katha kai. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains that this personality came on the Rath right in front of Mahaprabhu's house. He looked at Mahaprabhu and said, "Is this the house of Nimai Pandit?" And then he asked the neighbors also, "Is this the house of Nimai Pandit? Is this the house of Nimai Pandit?" And the interesting thing is, the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes, look at that. Nityananda Prabhu asked the neighbors in Hindi 10 or 20 times, does this house belong to Nimai Pandit or not? And he says he learned Hindi in Vrindavan. Look at that. It says in the purport. This Nityananda Prabhu, I saw in my dream, learned Hindi in Vrindavan. And he's coming to Mayapur and he's asking in Hindi, "Ye Nimai Pandit ka ghar hai?" 10-20 baar. 10-20 times he asks. So funny. Maha Avadhūta Vesha Parama Prachanda Araka Bhunahi Dekhi Emana Uddanda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling all the associates that we named that he was dressed like an Avadhūta. Maha Avadhūta Vesh. And he appeared to be most powerful. Parama Prachanda. I have never seen such a personality before. So he was dressed like an Avadhūta. Yesterday we saw the definition of Avadhūta. Who can tell? Okay, Mataji, go ahead. Yes, Mataji. Kirtida Sundari Mataji, go ahead.
Sarayate is the best.
Best. Akshara or Avyaya,
Okay.
inexhaustible Lord.
Partially on.
Yes, that is Avadhūta. A pure devotee is called Avadhūta, who is completely devoted to Krishna. So devoted to Krishna, so absorbed in Krishna, that the rules of Varnashram Dharma don't apply. They are beyond. So just like Avadhūta. Dekhiya sambrama bada pailam ami, jidnyasila ami kona mahajana tumi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling his friends that in the dream I asked this great personality that can you please tell me who you are? Kona mahajana tumi? Which great person are you? Can you please introduce yourself? And what does Nitai reply? Hasiya amare bale ei bhai hai, tomai amai kali hai ba parichay. That I'm your bhai, I'm your brother. And tomorrow we will meet each other. I love parichay. Tomorrow we will meet. I'm your brother. Then we'll go to text 151. Kahite prabhu rabhaya sab gela dur, haladhar bhave prabhu garjaye prachur. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu narrated this dream to his associates, and as soon as he narrated this dream, he lost external consciousness. Bhaya Saba Gela Dur. Bhaya means external consciousness. He lost it. And Haladhara Bhave Prabhu Garjaya Prachur. And in Haladhara Bhav, in the mood of Balram, he started Garjana. He started roaring. In the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Balram, started roaring after narrating this dream to his friends. And what did he say? Mada ana bali prabhu dake, Ungara shunite jena dui karna phate. Loudly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Balram Avesh, he said, Madan, bring me Varuni. He's telling his associates. And Hunkar shunite jena dui karna phate. And he was speaking so loudly, Chaitanya, bring me Varuni, that the eardrums, both the eardrums were about to rupture of all the devotees. Then something very sweet happens. So all the devotees are there and Mahaprabhu is demanding, give me Varuni. Do they have any Varuni? No. So Srivas Thakur is very intelligent. He says, Srivasa Pandita Bale Sunaha Gosai, Jemadira Chaha Tumi Se Toma Thai. Oh Gosai, oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please listen. That Madira, that Varuni beverage that you are asking for, it is inside you. It is within you. You are asking us, we don't have it. It's within you. What is the meaning? That Krishna Prem is the greatest intoxicant. When Srila Prabhupada was asked in San Francisco on Haight-Ashbury Street, you are preaching about chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but I am getting great pleasure with LSD. Is this chanting Hare Krishna better than LSD? Oh, Prabhupada said, it is like an ocean of LSD. Prabhupada said, it is like an ocean of LSD. Because that's what that hippie could relate to. He couldn't relate Anandam, Buddhivardhanam, Harunama Amrita. He could not relate all that. He could, his highest pleasure, the idea was LSD. It's an ocean of LSD. You're buying some LSD on the streets. This is like an ocean and it's free. And no coming down. So, Srivas Thakur is saying, this ecstasy of Krishna Prem is within you, Mahaprabhu. Why are you asking us for Varuni? You have it inside you. And then, when I was listening to this lecture, my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he said, but Mahaprabhu kept asking, give me Varuni. So then, Srivas Thakur brought some Ganga Jal and gave it to Mahaprabhu. Ganga Jal, Ganga water of the Ganges. And Mahaprabhu drank it and he was satisfied. So I was thinking, where is this? Chaitanya Bhagavat doesn't say like this. Why is Maharaj saying like this? But then later on I found it happens like that. Once again, Mahaprabhu says, give me Varuni. And Srivas Thakur gives some Ganga Jal, it is mentioned. And Mahaprabhu is satisfied just by drinking Ganga Jal. So, he was asking in the mood of Balaram. Now, after asking for Varuni, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Chala Haridas, text 160. Chala har, chapter 3, Madhya Khanda, chapter 3, text 160 now. Chala Hari Dasa Chala Srivasa Pandita Chahagiya Deki Ke Ai Se Kona Bhita. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving instructions. To who? To Haridas Thakur and Srivas Pandit. That chala, come on, go. Both of you go. Haridas and Srivas Pandit go and immediately see who this great personality has come. I saw him in the dream. He came to my doorstep. That means he has come to Navadvip. Go and find out where this great personality is. Go. So now, Dui Maha Bhagavata Prabhura Adeshe Sarva Navadvipa Chahi Bulaye Harishe. Harishe means happily. Both this Mahashaya, both this Mahabhagavats, Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur, they went happily searching throughout Navadvip. Where is this great personality that Mahaprabhu had a dream about? Where is he? Where is he? Text 164. Sakala Nadiyati na prahara chahiya Aila Prabhura Sthane Kahona Dekhiya. Srivas Thakur, who is Narad Muni, and Haridas Thakur, who is Lord Brahma, they searched everywhere for how many hours? Tina Prahar. One Prahar is 3 hours. For 9 consecutive hours, they searched all over Navadvip, but na dekhiya. They could not find this personality, who this personality was. So yesterday someone asked a question, why did Nitai hide after coming to Navadvip? Why not just go straight to Mahaprabhu? So the answer is coming. So Haridas Thakur and Srivas Thakur searched, but they could not find. They could not find who this personality was, where he was hiding. Text 165. Nivedila asidohe prabhura charane upadhi ka kotha ona hila darshane ki vaishnava ki sannyasi kriga hasta sthala pashandi raghara adi dekhilu sakala chahilama sarva navadvipa jaranam sabena chalihu prabhu kiya anya gram. The two Prabhus, Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur, informed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have not found anyone new. We have searched the residences of all the Vaishnavas, all the sannyasis, and all the grihasthas. We have even gone to the homes of the atheists. We have looked all over Navadvip. We did not find. We did not go outside Navadvip, but within Navadvip we looked everywhere. We did not find. Text 168. Dohara vachana shuni hase gaura chandra chale bhujaila bada kuda nityananda. Gaura Chandra smiled as he heard the report. By this pastime, he revealed that Nityananda Prabhu is most confidential personality. He is not someone you can just go and find. He's confidential personality. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in the purport writes that what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is a Channa avatar. Hidden incarnation, right? Where is the evidence in Srimad Bhagavatam that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Channa avatar? Where? Yes, Prahlad Maharaj. In one of the places is that you are Triyugi. You come in Satya Yug, Treta Yug and Dwapar Yug, where you reveal yourself as Bhagwan. But in Kali Yug, you are Channa. You are hidden. So Saraswati Thakur says, if Mahaprabhu is Channa, Nityananda is showing that I am also Channa. I am hidden. Nobody can find me. That's why he hid. There's another reason it's coming up. Now see, text 169. Ei avatare keha gaura chandra gaye Nityananda nama shuni utiya palay Pujaye govinda jena namane shankara Ei pape aneke jaibe yamaghara. So some persons, Vrindavan Thakur is saying, some persons sing the glories of Gaura Chandra Gai. But they run away when they hear the name of Nityananda. Nityananda Namushani Uthai Pala. They run away. They don't want to glorify Nityananda. And they don't want to hear the glories of Lord Nityananda. They only want Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya. So Vrindavan Thakur says, if one worships Govinda but does not respect Lord Shiva, then the result is they go Yamaghar. They go to the abode of Yamaraj. They will be punished. If we respect Lord Krishna but we don't respect Lord Shiva, then it is not proper. Because Shivaji is the greatest Vaishnava. So, text 171. Bada Gudha Nityananda ei avatare Chaitanya dekhaya jare se dekhite pare. In this incarnation, Lord Nityananda is most confidential. Bada Gudha, very confidential. And one can see Nityananda only when Lord Chaitanya reveals him. Chaitanya dekhaya jare Se dekhite pare. So now the answer is given why Nityananda Prabhu hid. Because Nityananda Prabhu wants to tell all of us that I can be found only by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You cannot find me without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will take Haridas Thakur, Srivas Thakur and all the devotees to the house of Nandanacharya and reveal Nityananda Prabhu. Showing that who do we need to find Nitai? We need Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's clearly written here. In the purport also it's explained. Then text 172. Na bhujiye nindeta charitra agat paiya o Vishnu bhakti hai taravad. The progress of anyone who blasphemes Nityananda Prabhu without understanding the depth of his character, his path is obstructed. And what is the example of that? So even though one has achieved bhakti, Vishnu bhakti, what is the example of this in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Someone who had Vishnu bhakti, he was worshipping Radha and Krishna, he had faith in Mahaprabhu, but no faith in Nityananda Prabhu, and he fell down.
He failed, and
Gunada
Kaviraj
Mishra.
was not his brother.
Correct.
And
Yes. Gunada Mishra. Yeah. But Kaviraj Goswami's brother, definitely he fell down because of not having respect for Nityananda Prabhu. Sarvatha Shrivasa Adi Tara Tattva Jane Nahaila Dekha Kona Kautuka Karane. Now Srila Vrindavan Thakur very sensitively is telling us something very important. Please listen carefully. Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur, they tried to find Nitai, but they could not find it. Vrindavan Thakur is saying, don't think that Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur are inferior devotees. That's why they failed to find Nitai. No. He's saying they know the Tattva of Nitai very nicely, Tattva Jane, but because of this Leela, because Mahaprabhu wants to show us, Nityananda Prabhu wants to show us that you cannot find me without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they could not find. It's a Leela. They could not find because Mahaprabhu wants to show. So see, in the purport, Srila Saraswati Thakur writes, Baldev Prabhu hid himself and did not show his form to Haridas Thakur and Srivas Pandit. He has thereby shown that the eternal absolute truth cannot be seen through external practice or designation. It is not by just some external practice that we can get Krishna. We can ultimately get Krishna only when Krishna chooses to reveal himself to us. So Prabhupada said, Bhakti is it ascending process or descending? Descending. We have to pray for mercy. All our sadhana is meant to attract that mercy. That Krishna, please reveal yourself. What did Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur teach us? Don't try to see Krishna, but serve Krishna in a way that Krishna is pleased to reveal himself to you. Yes. So that is our process. It's a descending process. Shane ke Thakura bale isha tahasiya aisa amara sange sabe dekhi giya. After a while, the Lord smiled and said, everyone, come and see this personality with me. So nobody could find him. Now Mahaprabhu says, okay, come with me. I will show you where this person is and who this person is. Ullase Prabhura Sange Sarva Bhaktagan Jai Krishna Bali Sabe Karila Naman. Jai Krishna, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. They got excited that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to take us to this mysterious personality who has come. They are very happy. Then Sabalaya Prabhu Nandan Acharya Raghara Janiya Utila Giya Shri Gaura Sundara. Shri Gaura Sundar led all the devotees straight to Nandan Acharya's house. No confusion. No confusion, straight. And our Acharya explained that indecisiveness. Should I do this? Should I go in this house? Maybe it's in that house. Indecisiveness is a sign of a conditioned soul. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showing that he is Bhagavan. He knew exactly where. He took straight to Nandan Acharya's house and Vasiya che eka maha purusha ratana sabe dekhi lena jena koti surya sama. This is the description of his life. Sitting there, they saw a Mahapurusha Ratana, a jewel like Mahapurush, a jewel like great personality. And what was his effulgence? Koti Surya Sama. He was effulgent like millions of suns. This personality was sitting there. Alakshita Avesha Bhujana Nahi Jai Dhyana Sukhe Paripurna Hasaye Sadai. No one could understand the internal mood of this personality who was sitting there. And he was absorbed. Dhyana Sukhe. He was absorbed in happiness from his meditation. And Hasaye Sadai. Continuously he had a smile on his face. Yesterday we saw how Krishna also has a natural smile at all times. Nitai also had constant smile. Now, here, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in the purport writes what we were discussing. Unless one sees Nityananda Prabhu with service-inclined eyes, one will never understand his mood. Externally, he was constantly smiling, and internally, he was always absorbed in happiness of Sri Chaitanya's service. Seva Anand, Premanand, internally. So Brahma Samhita says this, that unless our eyes are anointed with the salve of love, we cannot see Krishna. And devotees whose eyes are, they always see Krishna. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So that is the important lesson here, that we can see Nitai only when our eyes are anointed with love. Now, very, very important verse, 179. Mahabhakti Yoga Prabhu Bhujiya Kahar Ganasaha Vishwamhara Haila Namaskar. Understanding Nityananda Prabhu's pure devotional mood, Lord Vishwamhar, means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and devotees, Ganasaha Vishwamhar, along with associates Vishwamhar, Haila Namaskar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu. Now this is very, very important. 2 points are there in this verse I would like to elaborate. So please listen carefully. The first point is, why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his associates offer obeisances to this personality called Nityananda Prabhu? Seeing his bhakti bhav, seeing his mood of great absorption and devotion, they offered. The important lesson is, in our society, we offer respect to everyone. Our principle is, amanina mana deva. We don't expect respect, but we give respect to everyone. But while giving respect, Srila Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Instruction says there are different levels of giving respect. And we have to, without committing offenses, in our mind, in our heart, we have to identify who is a Kanishtha-adhikari, who is a Madhyam-adhikari, and who is a Uttam-adhikari. And accordingly, we give respect. So, the lesson in this verse is, seeing the devotional mood of Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu offered obeisances, and all the associates of Mahaprabhu offered obeisances. Which now, in the associates, there is Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya was 52 years elder to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which means he was 40 years elder to Nityananda Prabhu. And Haridas Thakur was 35 years elder to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, there were personalities who were way elder to Nityananda Prabhu, but they all offered obeisances. Why? Seeing the devotional mood of Nityananda Prabhu. What is the lesson for us? Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj writes in his book, Shri Guru Charana Padma, offering worship to Shri Guru. There's a book by Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj, offering worship to Shri Guru. In that, Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj says, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they offer respects based on different criteria. Brahmanas offer respects to each other based on knowledge of Shastra. Is someone a Dvivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi? How many Vedas you have studied, how much knowledge of the Vedas you have, based on that, the Brahmanas offer each other respect. The Kshatriyas offer respect based on how much military strength you have. What Akshay Honi?
How much what?
How much military strength? Who is stronger? You know, the strength of Maharathi, Atirathi, Rathi, based on your strength. The Kshatriyas offer respect based on strength and your military power. Vaishyas offer respect. Lakhpati, Karodpati, Arabpati, millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. The Vaishyas offer respect based on who has money, who has more money. Money is honey. My dear Sunny. Rich man's joke is always funny. So they offer respect, Vaishyas, based on money. Now, what about the Shudras? The Shudras offer respect based on age, simply age. If someone is elder, then okay. So like that. What about us, Vaishnavas? All. We offer respect based on knowledge of Shastra, based on someone's power, based on someone's wealth, and based on someone's age. So one may question, why based on power, influence, and strength we offer respect? Because a Vaishnava sees those qualities as Krishna's vibhuti, as Krishna's opulence, Krishna's empowerment. So we see Krishna's hand in that and we offer respect. But we, the devotees of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Vaishnavas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, most importantly, we offer respect based on all these four criteria. Yes, but most important is bhakti. Where there is devotion, there is spiritual advancement. We respect each other based on spiritual development, spiritual advancement. Srimad Bhagavatam was being spoken. Shri Shukdev Goswami was perhaps the youngest there. Isn't it? He was perhaps the youngest person. Parikshit Maharaj was certainly elder to him in age. And so were other people like Narad Muni, Vasishtha Muni, Vishwamitra. They were all elder. But who got the Vyasasana? Youngest person. So someone may be Shukdev Goswami because he was the most advanced in spiritual science. So we offer respect in Vaishnava society based on spiritual advancement. Other criteria also, but spiritual advancement is the primary criteria. So that is the important siddhanta. One. Second important lesson from this verse is Yadyad acharati shreshthas tattad eve narojana. Sayat pramanam kurute lokastat anuvartate. This is very important. As a leader behaves, the followers of that leader will behave accordingly. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered respect to Nityananda Prabhu. What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates do? They also, seeing Mahaprabhu offering respects, they also offered respects. When Krishna offered respects to Sudama, what did Rukmini and Satyabhama do? Immediately they took a chamar, started fighting. You see, what a leader does, the followers follow. So it is very, very important that we all set the right example. What was the problem with Devananda Pandit? When Srivas Thakur came to hear the Bhagavatam class, Devananda Pandit did not offer any respect to Srivas Thakur, even though he was a Mahabhagavat. He is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, and here a person Bhagavat has come, and he fails to respect. So what was the result? Hare Krishna. What was the result? The disciples of Devananda Pandit also disrespected Srivas Thakur. You see how it percolates, the culture of disrespect percolates into the next generation of followers. In this regard, I have seen in the Ujjain temple, there is such a culture of Vaishnava etiquette. Any disciple of Srila Prabhupada goes there, there will be foot washing ceremony, they will be received with due respect and honor. Because the leader set that culture. Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. He taught that culture. What is Vaishnava etiquette? Our principle is to offer respect. The culture of respect. Very important. Can you all give some examples? Culture of respect from our Shastra, some examples of where we see great devotees showing this culture of giving respect to others. Brilliant example. Did everybody hear that?
Yes.
When Sudama came, Krishna, he is Dwarkadhish. He gets off his asan and he washes the feet of the skinny little Brahman with torn clothes. Yes, mother.
And
Yes.
when Narada Muni came, Krishna gave him throne.
Wow, wow. Such a beautiful thing. When Narad Muni comes to meet Krishna in Dwarka, he's sitting, he goes to every palace. And in every palace, Krishna offers him respect. And Shripad Narad Muni is very embarrassed. Krishna, you are Bhagwan. Tene Brahma Hridaya Ādi Gadādhara. You gave knowledge to my father, Brahmaji. And you are offering respect to me. So Krishna, internally, heart to heart, tells Narad Muni, that is when we are alone. When we are alone, you can offer me respect. But when we are in public, I am a king and you are a Devarshi. So I will offer you respect and you must accept it. So Narad Muni used to accept respect from Krishna. Wonderful example. Krishna would respect Narad Muni. Any other example? Yes. Yes, Rohit. Who? Prithu Maharaj offering respects to the fourth Maharaj. Very nice. Yes, bro.
In Rasya, Krishna actually washes the feet of the gods.
Jai. Krishna actually washes the feet of the guests, showing the culture of respect in the Rajasuya Yajna of Maharaj Yudhishthira. Any other example? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always offering obeisance to Advaita Acharya. Yes.
Krishna offering respect to Yudhishthira.
Yes, see? Just little bit elder to Krishna, but Krishna always treated him like a older brother and offered respects. So ours is a culture of respect. We give respect. Very important. So Mahaprabhu offered obeisances. Text 181. Sammukhe rahila Mahaprabhu Vishwambar Chinilena Nityananda Pranera Ishwar. Chinilena means understood. So Mahaprabhu Vishwambar stood in front of Nityananda Prabhu, and immediately Nityananda Prabhu recognized that this is the Lord of my life. This is Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu recognized him. Vishwambhara Murti Jena Madana Saman Divya Gandha Malya Divya Vasa Paridhan. Now Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Vrindavan Thakur is describing the beauty of Lord Vishwambhar as he stood in front of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is having this darshan that he is Madana Saman. He is as beautiful like Cupid. And Divya Gandha Malya. He was decorated with beautiful fragrant sandalwood pulp and beautiful flower garlands and Divya Vas, divine clothes. It was very beautiful, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kihaya Kanaka Dyuti Sedehera Age Sevadana Dekhite Chandena Sadha Lage. He's comparing that the luster of shining gold cannot be compared to the effulgence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vrindavan Thakur is saying, Kanaka Dyuti, Kanaka means gold. The effulgence of gold cannot be compared to Gaur Chandra. Actually, Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur has written in his commentary, Hi, I made a great blunder. I called Krishna Kamala Nayan. I addressed Krishna as Padma Lochan or Pankaj Angri, that he has got lotus feet, lotus eyes. Actually, it's a grave injustice. Now that I have seen the form of Krishna, Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur had he had darshan of Krishna. So after seeing Krishna, he says, everything I've written is wrong. The lotus doesn't do justice. Nothing does justice to Krishna's beauty. I made a grave mistake. So similarly, Vrindavan Thakur is saying that it is wrong to compare the effulgence of Mahaprabhu to gold. And he says, Se vadana dekhite chandera sadha lage. Even the moon wants to come and see. It's a full moon night tomorrow, Purnima. And it's is it tonight? Okay. So even the moon wants to see the moon-like face of Mahaprabhu. Even the moon wants to see Mahaprabhu's face. That who is this moon that has appeared in Gaudadesh? Manohara Shri Gauranga Nityanandarai Bhakata Jana Sange Nagare Vedai. This Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they wander throughout Navadvip and they are so beautiful. Even the moon wants to come and see them. Text 185. Sedanta dekhite kotha mukutaradam Sekesha bandhana dekhi na rahe gyan. The value of pearls is minimized on seeing his beautiful teeth. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His teeth are like pearls. And one loses consciousness upon seeing his tied up hair. Kesha bandhana. Kesha bandhana means Mahaprabhu takes his hair and ties it in a top knot. Like that. As a grihastha, as Vishwambar, he had long hair. So he would tie his hair, his associates would tie his hair in a top knot. And Vrindavan Thakur is saying, anybody who sees that top knot of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, say Kesha Bandhana Dekhi, na rahe gyan, will lose his consciousness. The hair of Mahaprabhu is so beautiful, even when it is tied up. Imagine when it is like this, free flowing. So beautiful. If one sees the hair of Mahaprabhu, one becomes unconscious. That is the beauty of Mahaprabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu, who loves Mahaprabhu so much, is having this darshan. Aha. Text 187. Se ajanu dui bhuja hridaya sukhina tahe shove sukma yajna sutra atikshina. Yajna sutra means the Brahmin thread. The Brahmin thread is called Yajna sutra. And ajanu dui bhuja, his two hands, arms extend down to the knees. And hridaya supina. Supina means broad. The chest of Mahaprabhu is broad. And atikshina means very thin is the Yajna Sutra, the Brahmin thread of Mahaprabhu. But Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada clarifies in the purport, it's not that Mahaprabhu wears a thin Brahmin thread. The Brahmin thread is nice and thick, but his chest is so broad that the Brahmin thread appears to be thin. Ati kshina. Thin. Because the chest is so broad. Mahaprabhu's chest is broad. Lalate vichitra urdhva tilaka sundar abharana vina sarva anga manohar. His Grace Amarendra Prabhu, in I think one of his, was it Venu Gita, I'm not remembering, but one of his classes, Amarendra Prabhu was saying, why do the Sakhis decorate Radharani with beautiful ornaments? Why does Radharani wear a nose ring? Why does Radharani wear earrings? Why she has Kasturi Tilak and all those decorations? Why are there? Why are they there on Radharani? Amarendra was reading from some Acharya, I forgot, some commentary of some Acharya, and Amarendra was saying, actually Radharani doesn't need any of the Shringar, decoration, jewelry. She doesn't need anything. She is the epitome, the culmination, the zenith of all beauty. But the Sakhis have to put all this decoration to distract Krishna. Otherwise, if Krishna looks at Radharani's nose, if he looks at Radharani's forehead, if he looks at Radharani's ears, he'll faint. Radharani is so beautiful. So to distract Krishna, there is a nose ring. To distract, there is an ear ring like that. So Srila Vrindavan Thakur is saying the same thing, that where is that verse one? 188. Abharana vina sarva anga mano. Without, if there are no abharan, there are no clothes and ornaments, who finish? Sarva manohar, the heart will be stolen. Manohar. Then verse 189. Kiba haya koti mani sena khe chahite se hasya dekhite kiba kariba amrite. Kiba haya koti mani se nakhe chahite. The nakha means nails. They are more effulgent and beautiful than millions of jewels. Each and every nail of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more beautiful than millions of jewels. Se hasya dekhite kiba kariba amrite. And if one can see the smile of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then that person doesn't need nectar. All nectar is there in just the sweet smile of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the nails being effulgent, like moons or jewels, there is a similar comparison to Krishna's nails in Nandanandan Ashtakam. Tribhanga deha sundaram nakhadyuti sudhakaram amulya ratna bhushanam namami nandanandanam. Nakhadyuti sudhakaram. The effulgence of Krishna's nails defeats the effulgence of the moon. So beautiful. So this is the beauty of our Gaura Sundar, who is not different from Krishna. And then suddenly the chapter ends. We come to verse number 190. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chandajan Vrindavana Dasa Kachu Padayugenan. So what did we see? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda have come face to face. Nitai is sitting in a stunned state and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is standing before him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty is being described. That he is so beautiful, so attractive. And the chapter ended. Now we go to chapter 4. Now let's see what happens. They haven't spoken yet. They have just seen each other. Text 1. Nityananda sammukhera hila vishwambhar chinilena Nityananda apana Ishwar. Apana Ishwar. He is my Ishwar. He is my Lord. Nityananda Prabhu recognized Lord Vishwambhar as his Lord. Harishe stambita haila Nityananda Rai ekadrishti hai Vishwambhara rupa chai. Nityananda became stunned in ecstasy as he stared at the beautiful form of Vishwambhara. As Nityananda Prabhu saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beautiful form, he was stunned. He couldn't move. Now look at verse number 3. All of you will simply love the beautiful how, the emotion and the poetry of verse number 3. So let us sing together. Rasanaya lihe jena darashana Vijay jena alingana sikadega. Rasa naya lihe jena. Nityananda Prabhu is gazing, beholding the beautiful form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying it appeared as if Rasanay Lihe Janak, as if Nityananda Prabhu was tasting the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his tongue. Through his eyes, he was tasting the beauty of Chaitanya with his tongue and drinking Darashane Pan. Pan means to drink. Through his eyes, Nityananda Prabhu was drinking the beauty of Mahaprabhu. Bhuje Jena Alingana. And with his arms, he was embracing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heart to heart. Just imagine this. He is drinking the beauty of Mahaprabhu. He is drinking the beauty of Mahaprabhu through his eyes. And he is embracing Mahaprabhu with his arms. And Nasikaya Grahan. And with his nose, his sense of smell, he's soaking in the beautiful fragrance of Mahaprabhu as he's having darshan of Mahaprabhu. It is so beautiful. Ei mata Nityananda hai yastambit na bale na kare kichu sabai vismita. In this way, Nityananda became stunned. He neither spoke nor did anything. And everyone was sabai vismit. Vismit means astonished. Srila Radha Govind Maharaj gives a very beautiful explanation of what is the meaning of vismit. Smith means to smile. Like this. Smile. And when you see someone so beautiful, you're smiling and looking at the beauty and you see someone extremely beautiful. The smile is gone. So Smita means smile, and when you see something so astonishingly beautiful that your smile goes away, it's called Vismit. The smile has gone. So it is said that Na bale, na kare kichu, sabai vismit. He didn't say anything, he couldn't do anything, he was just stunned. And in the 8 symptoms of ecstasy, one symptom is to be stambit, to become stunned, not able to move. That's what happened to Nityananda Prabhu as he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhujilena sarva prana natha gaurara Nityananda jana ite srijila upat. Now imagine the situation. Now we come to what Aditya Narayan Prabhu was asking in the morning about Aho Bakyan. So we've reached that part of the story now. So now let's go back to the house of Nandanacharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come with all his associates and he has promised them, I will show you a very great personality. They don't know who this personality is. Mahaprabhu has promised, I will show you a great personality. They go there, Nityananda Prabhu is sitting, and as soon as he sees Mahaprabhu, he goes in ecstasy. He's stunned. He's not able to speak. He has not spoken a word. He is sitting there gazing at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, drinking his beauty through his eyes, smelling his fragrance. He is stunned. Nityananda was stunned. He's not saying anything. He's not doing anything. He's not moving. Now Mahaprabhu is thinking, all the devotees, all my associates, all the devotees we named in the beginning of the class, I wonder what they are thinking. This person is just sitting there like an Avadhūta, stunned. What are they thinking? I must reveal Nityananda Prabhu's glory to them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I must reveal the glory of Nitai to all of them. Srijila Upai. Srijila means to create. Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya, created a solution. Upai. How I am going to show them the glory of Nityananda Prabhu. Text number 6. So again, this brings us to the point why Srivas Thakur is part of the Pancha Tattva. Why not some other devotee of Mahaprabhu? See here. Text number 6. Ingite Srivasa Prati Balila Thakure Bhagavate Shloka Patakari Bhare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decides, I must reveal the glory of Nityananda Prabhu to all my associates. So he looks at Srivas Thakur and indicates to him, recite a shlok from Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's take 3 responses. One child, one Mataji and one Prabhuji. Spontaneously recite your favorite verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Any one child? Your favorite verse of Bhagavatam. Yes, beta. Very good. This verse tells us the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. Very nice. One Mataji, any favorite verse from Bhagavatam? Aha. Jai Ho. One Prabhuji, favorite verse. Yes, Prabhuji. Aha. Yes. So we must all memorize at least one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam and keep it in our heart as a favorite verse. Because Mahaprabhu anytime can look at us and say, recite a verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we should memorize. So Mahaprabhu told Srivas Thakur, Bhagavater eka shloka patha karibare. Come on, recite one verse from Bhagavatam. Prabhura ingita bhuji Srivasa pandita Krishna dhyana eka shloka padila tvarita. So Srivas Thakur recited a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam where there is Krishna Dhyan. There is meditation on Krishna's form. Beautiful. No? And who is Nitai? He is Balram. And who is dearest to Balram? Krishna. So Krishna Dhyan. Srivas Thakur is Narad Muni. He's so expert, he chose exactly the verse that Mataji also chose, which would bring ecstasy to the heart of Balram. Nityananda Prabhu. Barha pidam natavara vapuhu karnayo karnikaram vibravasa kalka kapisham vaijayantim shamalam pranamhano radhava sudhaya purayam goparinde vrindaranyam swataramanam Kavisha Gita Kirti. Mataji, I like your melody even better. The one that you sang. Very nice. But I don't know that melody. Very well. I need to ask him to teach me also that melody. Very sweet. So this is a very important verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. This verse, who wants to read the Ādi Gadādhara to read the translation, please?
Wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and a Vaijayanti garland, Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his praise.
Jai Ho. Sorry. So did you see, my dear friends? This verse describes the beauty of Krishna as Krishna is with this, which associates Dasyaras, Vatsalya, Sakhya or Madhurya.
Sakhya.
And Balramji is primarily in Sakhya Bhav. So see how Narad Muni is a confidential devotee. He knows exactly where the heart is. He chose this verse from Bhagavatam and it pushed Nityananda Prabhu into a state of ecstasy. So Nityananda Prabhu is hearing this verse, okay? Barha Pidam Natavara. What happens? Shuni Matra Nityananda Shloka Uchcharan Padila Murchita Halya Nahika Chetan. Nahika Chetan. He became unconscious. Nityananda Prabhu was sitting stunned just by hearing this one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Murchit. He went into ecstasy. Why? Because it has exactly the rasa that Balramji tastes in Golokvrindavan, the Sakhya ras. Now that brings us to Aditya Narayan Prabhu. Yesterday's point about, was it this morning? This morning. About Aho Bakyam Stanakana. So I'm going to ask all of you a question. Let's see who can answer. Everybody ready? Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So we see that Narad Muni, who is Srivas Thakur, he recited this verse, Barha Pidam Natavar Vapu, where, see, it says Gopa Vrindayar. It is a verse that describes Krishna's beauty, Krishna's activities with the Gopa friends. And Balramji is main friend of Krishna. So because this was a verse in the rasa, the same mellow as Balramji went into ecstasy. Right? My question is, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, there is another verse of Srimad Bhagavatam under similar circumstances, which is sang by Mukunda to Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And that verse is Aho Bhakyam Stanakala Pudam. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi also went into a swoon of ecstasy. I don't even want to start describing. He ripped everything. He went into ecstasy. Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So my question is, here for Nityananda Ram, Barhapidam is appropriate. For Pundarik Vidyanidhi, what is the connection with Aho Bhakyam? That is my question. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Before Mahamantra, you should know the answer. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes.
There's a Vatsalya connection. Pundarika Vidyaliti is Vrishabhanamani.
Okay. And
It's a Vatsalya devotee.
how is Aho Bhakyam Vatsalya?
Well, it's related to Putana and baby Krishna.
Can you give me a hug?
Oh, amazing.
Amazing. Pundarik Vidyanidhi is Vrishabhanu Maharaj, who is in Vatsalya Prem with Radha and Krishna. And Putana, who was a very wicked lady, she gets Vatsalya Prem. She gets motherly relationship with Krishna in this verse. Dhatri Gatim. She became a Dhatri, a mother of Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. Hearing this, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, who is Vrishabhanu Maharaj, that, oh Krishna, you are so merciful that rasa, that mellow that I relish, you gave this Putana who came to kill Krishna. Oh, you are so merciful. Kamba Dayalu, Kamba. You know, because Pundarik Vidyanidhi could relate to Vatsalya. So that is his own bhav. So he could, therefore, that verse was very appropriate. See the connection? Vatsalya connection. Putana getting Vatsalya bhav and Pundarik Vidyanidhi being Vrishabhanu Maharaj. Very good. Wonderful. Very well. So, what happened to Nityananda Prabhu after hearing this verse? He became unconscious. Anande Murchita Haila Nityananda Rai Pada Pada Srivase Re Gauranga Shikhai. What is Gauranga Mahaprabhu teaching Srivas Thakur? Pada Pada. Read again. Repeat. Varhapidam. Here, Nityananda Prabhu is going in ecstasy. He is far unconscious. And Mahaprabhu says, come on, keep reading. We will say, oh, start CPR. Check for pulse. Look for response. Mahaprabhu says, keep reading more and more. Pada Pada Srivasere Gauranga Shikhaya. He's teaching you to recite more. Now, another example is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Raise your hand if you can tell me. Shunite Prabhu Santosha Apar. Bola Prabhu Bola Bar. Huh? No, close, but yes, Madhavi. Close. Somebody recited a verse. And Mahaprabhu said, keep reciting. Mahaprabhu is in ecstasy. What is that? That is also there, but someone said the right answer. Huh? Tava kathamrita shloka raja ye padhila uthi premaveshe prabhu alingana kaila. Raja Prabhu kahe ki tumi koila morahi achambita ashipya Krishna rasamri. So shunite Prabhu santosha apar. Became very happy listening to this verse. Bole Prabhu bole barabar. Keep saying Tava kathamritam again and again. Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu knows this feeling. Read it again. It's so ecstatic. So because Nityananda Prabhu was enjoying the recitation of this verse so much, Mahaprabhu is saying, keep reading again and again. Shloka suni katakshane haila achetan. After hearing the verses for some time, Nityananda regained consciousness and began to cry. Krandan means began to cry. Puna puna shloka shuni badaye unmad brahmanda bhedaye hena shuni simhana. Simhana. Nityananda started roaring like a lion after hearing this again and again, again and again. He was so ecstatic. What is the meaning of antariksh? Space. Now listen to this verse. Antariksh means space, okay? Outer space. Listen to this verse. Verse 1, verse 13. Alakshite antarikshe padaye achar sabe mane bhave kiva churna hailaha. Had means bones. Nityananda Prabhu, hearing the recitation of Barhapidam, became so ecstatic, he jumped up high in the sky. Antariksh. He jumped up high in the sky and fell down with a bang. The devotees said, oh, he must have broken his bones. Churna haila hard. Churna means powder. Oh, we hope his bones didn't break. He fell so hard. Huh? More than broken bones, yeah. Annera ki dae Vaishnavera lage bhai. Raksha Krishna, sabe sanarai. So when devotees feel concern for others, what do we pray? Raksha Krishna, Krishna protect. Krishna, please protect this devotee. Raksha Krishna, Raksha Krishna. So devotees are praying. Gada gadi jai Prabhu Prithvi ratale kalevara purna haila nayanera jale. Nayanera jale means tears of love. They covered Nityananda Prabhu's body as he rolled in the ground in ecstasy. Barha Pidam. Ah, my Krishna. Ah, Krishna, you're so beautiful. You're so wonderful. When will I see you again? When will I see you, Krishna? In ecstasy, Nityananda Prabhu was rolling and his tears covered his body. Gauranga bolite habe pula kashari. Gauranga bolite habe pula kashari. Gauranga bolite habe pula kashari. Hari Hari bolite nayane baheni. Hari Hari bolite nayane baheni. Aratabe nitai chander karuna hoibe. Aratabe nitai chander karuna hoibe. Samsara vasana mora kabe tu chabe. Samsara vasana mora kabe tu chabe. Haribo. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has written this beautiful bhajan. Prabhupada sang this bhajan. He's saying, Gauranga bolite kabe pulaka sharir. When will that day come and I will say, Gauranga, Gauranga, and my hair will stand on it? And Hari Hari bolite nayane baheni. When will that day come and I will say, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, and tears of love, pranay ashru, they will come out from my eyes. Nityananda Prabhu is experiencing that. His body is covered with nayanera jale. Gada gadi jai Prabhu prithivira tale kalevara purna hai nayanera jale. Vishwambhara mukha chahi chhade ghanaswas antare ananda chane chane mahahas. He sighed deeply while looking at the face of Vishwambhara. Nitai is still looking at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's sighing deeply. He's still in such palpitating with ecstasy. His heart was full of ecstasy. And hase mahahas, kshane mahas. Again and again he was laughing loudly. These are all ecstasy, ecstatic symptoms. Kshane nitra, kshane nata, kshane bhavuta, kshane yoda yoda lampas deide ki bha. One moment he danced. One moment he nata means bowed down. One moment he clapped his hands. Kshane bahutal. And next moment he put his feet together and jumped high in the air. Wonderful. Dekhiya Avadhūta Krishna Unmada Ananda Sakala Vaishnava Sange Chande Gaura Chandra. Seeing his amazing ecstatic madness and love of Krishna, Gaura Chandra And all the Vaishnavas began to cry, seeing Nityananda Prabhu's ecstatic manifestations. देखिए अद्भुत कृष्ण उन्माद आनंद. Krishna Unmad means madness, madness of Krishna consciousness, and Ananda means the bliss of Krishna consciousness. Puna puna bade sukha ati anivar, dhare na sabai ke hanare dhari mar. They all tried to hold Nityananda Prabhu, but they could not. Dharite nari la jadi Vaishnava sakale, Vishwambhara lai lena apanara kole. Now we are reaching a very beautiful point in the story. So Nityananda Prabhu became very unsteady, in ecstasy. He was rolling on the ground, he was shedding tears, he was jumping, he was clapping, he was laughing, he was crying, all sorts of ecstatic symptoms just by hearing Barha Pidam Natamado. Hare Krishna. So there is such potential ecstasy in these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are just not able to access them. How many times we have chanted? Parama Karuna Prabhuduri Jana Nitai Sabha Avatara Sarashiromani Kevala Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nitai How many times you have sung this beautiful bhajan by Shri Lochan Master? But nothing happened. In 1975, February 1975, in Atlanta, Georgia, New Paniati Dham, when Srila Prabhupada came and sang this bhajan, what happened?
He broke down in tears.
Ecstasy! I was listening to Balwant Prabhu, who at that time was the local leader. Balwant Prabhu was saying that the tears were coming out like syringes, like it is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu's tears would come out like syringes. It was coming because devotees said we actually felt the tears. The devotees who were sitting very close to Prabhupada, they actually felt the tears of Prabhupada. Eyes closed, was singing, love, tears of love. So this is the standard. We can only aspire for it. All the devotees began to cry. They tried to hold Nityananda Prabhu, but they could not. Then what happened? Because nobody could, in verse 20, it is described, nobody could steady Nitai. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself went, sat down, and placed Nitai on his lap. Just visualize this in the house of Nandanacharya. First time they have met, Nitai, by seeing Mahaprabhu, has gone into such a swoon of ecstasy. No one can steady him. Mahaprabhu puts him on his own lap. Nityananda Prabhu is on the lap of Mahaprabhu. Please visualize this. Vishwambhara kole matra gela Nityananda samarpiya prana kane Vishwambhara. As soon as Nityananda was taken on Vishwambhara's lap, he surrendered his life to Lord and became Nishpanda, became motionless. As if he found his final resting place. My Gaur Sundar, my Gaur Sundar. Jara prana tane Nityananda samarpiya achena prabhura kole ashisha hariya. Nityananda Prabhu surrendered his life to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because Nitai considers that I belong to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now he's in his lap, so he surrendered. Bhase Nityananda Chaitanya prema jale shakti ka taram he Rama kole prema bhakti bane murcha gela Nityananda Nityananda kole kari tande gaura chandra. All of you will love these two verses. Let me explain these verses. Very beautiful. Bhase Nityananda Chaitanya prema jale. So in Tulsi Arti, what do we sing in the last line? Guna Krishna Dasa Sadayena Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sadayena Bhasi. They always float in Radha Krishna Prem, Radha Govinda Prem. Bhase Nityananda Chaitanya Prema Jale. Where is Nityananda floating? Love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now imagine Nityananda is floating in Chaitanya Prem, Gaura Prem. Shakti-hata Lakshmana je hena Rama kole. Vrindavan Das Thakur says, in the previous age, Lakshman was hit by the Shakti weapon of Ravan. And Lakshman fell down and Ram put Lakshman on his lap. Ram put Lakshman on his lap. Here what has happened is, Prema Bhakti Band. What is the arrow now? There it was Ravan Shakti Band. Now it is Prema Bhakti Band, Murcha Gela Nityanand. That same Lakshman has come as Nityanand and he has become Murchit. He has fallen down unconscious with an arrow. That time it was Ravan's arrow. Now it is Prem Band. Prem Bhakti Band. Nityananda Kole Kari Kande Gaurachandra. So that time, who was crying? Ram was crying. That my Lakshman got injured. Now who is crying? Gaurachandra is crying. And that Nityananda is on the lap of Gaurachandra. Text 26. Gaurachandra, in the interest of time, I'm skipping some verses. Gaurachandra Nityanande Snehe Raje Sima Shri Rama Lakshmana Vahi Nahika Upama. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur says there is no other comparison for the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. It has to be compared to the love of Lakshman and Ram. Those two brothers have come as Gaur Nitai. Text 28. Nityananda Kole Kari Ache Vishwambhar Viparita Dekhi Mane Hase Gadādhara. Now seeing Nityananda Prabhu on the lap of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gadādhara Pandit is laughing. So Vrindavan Thakur is asking a question, why Gadādhara is laughing? Seeing that Nityananda Prabhu is on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lap. So he says, Viparita Dekhi. Viparita means reversal of roles. Gadādhara Pandit is laughing. Now who is Gadādhara? Is Radharani. Who is Radha in Ram Leela? Sita. Sita is an eyewitness to the love between Ram and Lakshman. 14 years in forest, she saw both the brothers. They love each other like anything. Always together, inseparable. So Sita knows the love of Ram and Lakshman. So Sita is laughing. Gadādhara Pandit is laughing, seeing that there is a reversal of roles. It says that time Lakshman was on the lap of Ram. Correct? And now there is a reversal of roles. What is the reversal of roles? That Nityananda Prabhu is Ananta Shesh. And normally Nityananda Prabhu being Ananta Nitai, he takes Lord Vishnu, Narayan on his lap, in his coils. Now the roles have reversed. Now Narayan is keeping Ananta on his lap. So Gadādhara Pandit is laughing. Oh, there's a role reversal here. So she's laughing. Viparita Dekhi Mane Hase Gadādhara. Text 31. Nityananda Dekhiya Sakala Bhaktagan Nityananda Maya Harila Sabhakaraman. Very important verse for us. Dekhiye, see, Nityananda Dekhiya Sakala Bhaktagan. Seeing Nityananda Prabhu on the lap of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Maya Haila Sabhakaraman. Their all minds became Nityananda conscious. We also want to become Nityananda conscious. We want to become Nityananda Maya. Very beautiful. Vishwambhara Bale Shubha Divasa Amar 34. Dekhiya na Bhakti Yoga Chari Veda Sahar. What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say after seeing Nityananda Prabhu? He said, today I have seen Chari Veda Sahar. Today by seeing Nitai, I have seen the essence of all the four Vedas. The essence of all four Vedas is this ecstatic manifestation that Nityananda Prabhu displayed. To be completely mad in love with Radha and Krishna is the perfection of life. And we aspire for nothing short of that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, this is Chari Veda Sara. Now, if we read the purport of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, it is beautiful. We'll read the first two sentences. Devotional service alone is the purport and essence of the four Vedas. What is the only purport and essence of all the Vedas? Devotional service. Now see, the Vedic literatures have ascertained devotional service, bhakti, as the only essence. Twice he repeats to drive home the point. Bhakti is the essence. E kampa, e ashru, e garjan hunkar, eha ki ishvara shakti daihar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that today by seeing Nityananda Prabhu, I have seen the essence of all the Vedas. Such ecstasy, such trembling, such tears of love are only possible by one who is blessed by the Lord, who is empowered by the Lord. Otherwise, it is not possible. Seeing the tremendous influence that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was having on everyone, and everyone was participating in Harinam Sankirtan, What did Sripad Vallabhacharya say? The Mahaprabhu. What did Sripad Vallabhacharya say of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita, seeing his influence? Kali kale dharma Krishna nama sankirtan Krishna shakti vina nahi tara pravartan. He says, Sripad Vallabhacharya says, this has to be Krishna. This personality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has to be Krishna. The way people are taking to Harinam Sankirtan at the temple of Bindu Madhav, Sripad Vallabhacharya says that Bindu Madhav temple is at Prayag. Prayag is the confluence of three rivers, Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati. And Vallabhacharya says, even though Prayag is the confluence place of the three rivers, Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati, Prayag has never been flooded. There has never been a flood in Prayag. But today, by the influence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a flood of devotees. There is a flood of Harinam. So therefore, this person must be Krishna. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Pravartan. No one can do this unless one is empowered by Krishna. This personality has to be Krishna. So similarly, Mahaprabhu is saying this type of ecstatic symptoms, E Kampa, E Ashru, E Garjan Hunkar, E Ki Ishvara Shakti, by Haya. It is not possible unless one is empowered specially by Krishna. Sakrit E Bhakti Yoga Nayane Dekhile, Tahare O Krishna Nachade Napona Kale. Krishna will never forsake one who even once directly sees such devotional service. Anyone who once sees Nityananda Prabhu's ecstatic manifestations will never be forsaken by Krishna. Our acharyas explain that when we die, now we are chanting, we are following the four regulative principles, but we may not have attained Krishna Prem. We may or we may not have attained Krishna Prem. So what happens to us when we die? Are we qualified to enter Golok Vrindavan? Srila Prabhupada is so merciful that this is the opinion of our acharyas, that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we get to enter Gaur Leela in some universe where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is performing these pastimes, where Chaitanya Leela is going on. There is Nityananda Prabhu, there is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is Haridas Thakur, there is Srivas Pandit. All these devotees, Advaita Acharya, they are all there performing Leela. Raya Ramananda, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. And we get to see the Rath Yatra. We get to see the dancing of Mahaprabhu in Rath Yatra. We get to see all these pastimes in the house of Nandanacharya. And just by seeing and associating with these Nitya Siddhas, we get Krishna Prem. And we are in Gaur Leela, and from there, by the mercy of all the Acharyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, in our next life, we enter Radha Krishna Leela. So we have immense hope that we will not be forsaken by Krishna. Because through words, we are witnessing Nityananda Prabhu's beautiful manifestation. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to offer prayers, heartfelt prayers to Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to offer prayers to Nityananda Prabhu. And these prayers are very powerful. So let's read them. Bhuji Lama Ishwarera Tumi Purna Shakti Toma Bhajile Se Jiva Aya Krishna Bhakti. Means anybody who says Nityananda Prabhu gets Krishna Bhakti. Tumi Kara Chaturdasha Bhuvana Pavitra Achinta Agamna Gura Tomara Charitra. You are able to purify the 14 worlds. Chaturdasha means 14. You can purify the 14 worlds. Your confidential characteristics are inconceivable and unfathomable. Agamya Gura. Toma dekhi beka hai na ache ko na jaan. Murti mata tumi Krishna prema bhakti dhan. Who is qualified to recognize you? For you are the personified wealth of loving devotion to Lord Krishna. If a person associates with you for even a moment, he will be delivered, even if he has committed millions of sinful activities. Tilardha tomara sanga je jana hai, koti papa thaki levo tara mandanai. Bhuji lama Krishna more karibe uddhar, toma he na sanga litile nama. Mahabhage dekhi lama tomara charan, toma bhajile se paye Krishna premadhan. Avishta haiya Prabhu Gauranga Sundar, Nityananda Stuti kare nahi avasan. I have understood that Krishna will deliver me because he has given me your association. Out of great fortune, I have seen your lotus feet. Mahaprabhu is saying to Nityananda Prabhu, just by worshipping you, Nitai, I will achieve the wealth of love for Krishna. Lord Gauranga was fully absorbed as he incessantly offered these prayers to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. These are the words spoken by Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. In text 45, we have to complete this chapter. Only a few more verses are left. We are skipping some verses, but we are getting the essence. Okay. Prabhu bole जिज्ञासा करते करी भाई कोना जी का हटे शुभ करिले विचार. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now, after offering prayers to Nityananda Prabhu, is going to ask a question to Nityananda Prabhu. What is the question? Jidnyasa karite kari bhai. I am afraid to ask you, but sir, kona dika haite shubha karile vijay? From which direction, auspicious direction have you come? Can you please introduce yourself? Oh Mahashaya, who are you? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asking Nityananda, who are you, sir? Can you please tell? Now, we'll go to verse 48. प्रभु करे स्तुति सुनी लज्जित हरिया व्यपदेशे सर्व कथा कहे न भांगिया. Nityananda Prabhu was lajjita. He became embarrassed hearing the prayers offered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is a sign of a devotee. Devotee is always humble. When a devotee is glorified, the devotee feels very embarrassed. So Nityananda Prabhu felt very embarrassed that Mahaprabhu Chaitanya was glorifying him like this. Text 49. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, who are you? Mahashaya, who are you? And Nitai is going to reply. Nityananda bole tirtha karila ane dekhila Krishna rastha yateka yateka. He says, I went to many places. We read yesterday the holy places that Nityananda traveled to. He says, I went to all these places, different places, and they were all Krishna sthan. They were all places where Krishna, in some form, in some incarnation, has performed Leela. But it is very beautiful. Sthana matra dekhi Krishna dekhi te na paye. Jignasa karila tabe bhalaloka aaye. So I went to Badrinath. I went to Vrindavan. I went to Ayodhya. I went to all these places. They are all pastime places of Krishna. But you know what? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I did not find Krishna there. I did not find Krishna there. So, Jignasa karila tabe bhalaloka aaye. Then I went to the bhalaloka, the good people. I went to the good people and I asked them, Krishna is supposed to live here, but where is Krishna? I don't see Krishna in Ayodhya. I don't see Krishna in Dwarka. I don't see Krishna in Vrindavan, Mathura. Where is Krishna? Simhasana sabake ne dekhi achadita kaha bhai sab Krishna gela kona bhita. Everywhere I saw that there is Krishna's throne in the temples, but I saw that the throne was empty. The throne was covered with a cloth. When a king goes somewhere, the throne is covered with a cloth. Nityananda was saying, I went to all these places like Jagannath Puri, everywhere, Vrindavan, Mathura, and I saw everywhere in the temple there is Simhasan, there is throne of Krishna. It was covered with a cloth. There was no Krishna. So I asked people there, where is Krishna? Let's see the answer that Nitai got. Tara bale Krishna giya chena gauda deshe gaya kari giya chena kateka divase. People told me that Krishna has gone to Gauda Desh. He returned a few days ago to Gauda Desh from Gaya. Because see, Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, took Diksha, came and inaugurated Nam Sankirtan. That's where Nitai came. So people told Nitai that the Supreme Lord Krishna has come in Gauda Desh. Now see, Nityananda's humility. Nadiyae shuni bada hari sankirtan keha bale etha jana nila naraya pati tera trana bada suni nadiyae. I heard that in Nadia there is extensive congregational chanting of Lord Hari's glory, Harinam Sankirtan. Someone said Lord Narayan has taken birth there. I have also heard that sinful persons, Patitera Tran, sinful persons are delivered in Navadvip. Therefore, Nityananda said, therefore I, being most sinful, have come here. I heard that Patita Pavan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna, has come to Nadia. And I am very patita, I am very fallen and sinful, that's why I have come here. Now what happens after hearing this? Shrivas, we'll go to 58 in the interest of time. Shrivas balena uha amara ki bhuji madhava shankara jena dohe doha puji. Shrivas Thakur spoke. Nityananda said like this, expressing his humility, I have come to be delivered here, O Mahashaya, Mahaprabhu. So Shrivas Thakur speaks. What can we understand of that? It is like Madhav and Shankar worshipping each other. Because what happened was in verse number 55, when Nityananda Prabhu expressed his humility, that I have come here to be delivered, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, look at 55. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prabhu bole, Amara sakala bhagyavan, tumi hai na bhakatera haila upasthan. It is my fortune that you have come here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, it is my fortune that you have come here, Nitai. And Nitai is saying, oh Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Dev, I have come to be delivered by you. So now Srivas Thakur speaks. What's going on? Srivas Thakur says, who can understand what's going on? It is like Madhav and Shankar worshipping each other. Both of you are glorifying each other. We don't know what's going on. Then what does Gadadhar say? Gadadhara bale bhala balita pandita sei bhuji jana rama lakshmana charita. So Srivas Thakur said, this is like Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva talking with each other. And Gadadhar Pandit says, I think this is like Ram and Lakshman. Nitai and Chaitanya are like Ram and Lakshman. But what does it say? Bhala Balila Pandit. This is a very important point here. So Srivas Thakur said, these are like Madhav and Shankar. They are like Krishna and Shiva. Gadadhar Pandit begs to differ. He says they are like Ram and Lakshman. But before giving his different opinion, he says, Bhala Balila Pandit. Srivas Thakur, what you said is also correct. You spoke very nicely. I feel they are like Ram and Lakshman. Which means we can disagree. Among devotees, we can have difference of opinion, but we should do it respectfully. Like Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, in his Bhakti Vaibhav, he says, very nice. I wrote it down when I heard his class. Gauranga Darshan Prabhu says, disagreement should not lead to disrespect. Disagreement should not lead to disrespect. We can disagree, but we should do it respectfully. Srivas Thakur and Gadadhar Pandit, they are having different opinions, but they are doing it respectfully. This is our culture, Gaudiya culture. So beautiful. Now let's go to verse 60. Now Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit gave their opinions, what they think. Now all the devotees are going to give their opinions. What they think of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Keha bole dui jana jena dui kam. Keha bole dui jana jena Krishna Ram. Some said that they are like cupids sitting together. Some said, oh, they are like Krishna and Balram. Keha bole ami kichu vishesha na jani. Krishna ko le jena shesha aila pani. Others said, well, I don't know too much, but I think they are like Lord Narayan and Ananta Shesh. Keha bole dui sakha jena Krishna Arjuna. Sei mata jeki lama sneha paripurna. Some said that seeing their love, I think they are like Krishna and Arjuna. See how many different opinions are there. So in this way, there are different opinions. We'll go to 64. Ei mata harishe sakala bhaktaga nityananda darashane karena kathan harimo. So in this way, the meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda took place. They were looking at each other, embracing each other. Nitai is in the lap of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and they are glorifying each other. Nitai is saying, deliver me. Gauranga Mahaprabhu says, it is my good fortune that you are giving me darshan. Seeing this, the devotees are reminded of different relationships like Krishna Balram, Krishna Arjun, Ram Lakshman, like that. And then Vrindavan Thakur says, now we have come to the end. Please listen carefully. There's a very beautiful gift that Srila Vrindavan Thakur is going to give all of you. And believe me, it is better than the benediction we received yesterday. What was the benediction yesterday? Prem Dhan. Now, can anything get better than that? Prema Pumar to Mahan. Krishna Prem is the highest. But we are going to get something even. So please stay tuned, okay? Ei mata harishe sakala bhaktagana nityananda darashane karena kathana. Vrindavan Thakur, in this way, all the devotees happily discussed the meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. They look like this, they look like that. They discussed in different ways. Nityananda Gaura Chandra Gohe Dharashana Vihara Shabhane Daya Bandha Vimochana. Anyone who hears about the meeting of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gaurachandra is freed from material bondage. Anyone who hears about this meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda for the first time in their Leela, in the house of Nandanacharya, will be freed from all material bondage. Is that better than Prem? Yesterday we got Prem. Let's read on. The chapter is not over yet. Hari Bol. Sangi Sakha Bhai Chhatra Shayana Vahan Nityananda Vahe Abhyanahi Korajan. Nityananda Prabhu has been glorified. Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is a disciple of Nityananda Prabhu. Vrindavan Das Thakur, our author, was the last and final disciple of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu had many disciples. His last disciple was Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. After initiating Vrindavan Das Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu said, now I don't need to initiate anybody else. I do not need to initiate anyone else. Vrindavan Das Thakur will do everything. At the age of 19, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote this book. Hare Krishna. That is the power of Nityananda Prabhu. His mercy. Mukam karoti, vachalam pangum langhayate yat kripataham mande Shri Guru Dīratā. So, Nityananda Prabhu is glorified. Vrindavan Das Thakur says, Nityananda alone serves Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or as Krishna, serves Krishna as his companion, Sangi, friend, Sakha, Bhai, brother, Chhatra, umbrella, bed, Shayana, and Vahan, carrier, in different ways. In the purport, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada quotes two verses from Adi Leela, 5th chapter, 123 and 124, where it is described how Nityananda Prabhu serves Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 10 different ways. I was going to say those verses, 9 are mentioned and 10th is Anantashesh. So 10 ways, but in the interest of time, we will skip those verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let's go to 67. Nana Rupe Seve Prabhu Ichaya Jare Tena Adhikara Se Jana Paya. Very beautiful verse. Nana Rupe Seve Prabhu Apana Ichha. Nityananda Prabhu, according to his own sweet will, in different ways, 10 different ways, he serves Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But does Nityananda Prabhu keep all the service to Gauranga Mahaprabhu to himself? Jare Dena Adhikar Sei Jana Paye. If someone is favored by Nityananda Prabhu, he also gets Seva Adhikar. He also gets the ability to serve. So do we want Seva Adhikar? Seva Adhikara Diye Koro Nijadasi Namana Tulasi Chaitanya Priya Deha Nityananda Ram How Mora Prananatha Ei Manaskam. Text 70. After glorifying Nityananda Prabhu, Vrindavan Das Thakur says, Chaitanya Priya Deha Nityananda Ram. Who is the dearmost to Nityananda Ram? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How Mora Prananath Ei Manaskam. That Nityananda Prabhu, who is the life and soul of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, may become my life and soul. So I want to have Nityananda Prabhu as my master. Tahara Prasade Haila Chaitanya Ramati. Tahara Agya Likhi Chaitanya Rastuti. By Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, my mind became attracted to Lord Chaitanya. By Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, I am writing the glorification of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is all by Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. Raghunatha Yadunatha Jena Namabhe Ei Mata Bheda Nityananda Baladev. Just like Raghunath and Yadunath are non-different. Raghunath is Ram, Yadunath is Krishna. They are non-different. Jai Gaura Sai Krishna Sai Jagannath. They are one. Similarly, Nityananda and Baladev are non-different. Samsarera para haya bhakti rasagare jedu bile se bhojaka natai chandere. Very important. Vrindavan Das Thakur says, those who wish to cross the ocean of material existence. Samsarera par. Who wants to go samsarera par? Anyone who wants to cross the ocean of material existence and bhaktira sagare je dubibe. And if you want to drown in the ocean of bhakti, devotional service, then bhajuka means bhajo. Bhajo bhajo bhai Chaitanya Nitai. Then you should worship Nitai Cha. You should worship Nityananda Prabhu. If you want to drown, now final 3 verses. Hare Krishna. Text 74. Jeva Daya Eka Apara Sadoshere Tare Vara Tata Vishwambara. One story, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Who was the Goswami whose specialty was reading and reciting Srimad Bhagavatam? Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Every verse of Srimad Bhagavatam he could sing in 4, 5, 6 different melodies. It is said that Raghunath Bhatta Goswami in Radha Damodar temple every day would give Bhagavatam class. And even Rup and Sanatan Goswamis would sit and listen. Because he was empowered to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami had a disciple called Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami. He was a direct disciple of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. And he inherited the Vyasasana of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami inherited the Vyasasana of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. After Raghunath Bhatta Goswami disappeared, the Bhagavad Katha in Vrindavan every day used to happen by Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami. Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami was from South India. And somehow, by divine inspiration, he composed few songs glorifying Radha, Krishna and Vrindavan. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan in Braj Bhasha. Although he did not know Braj Bhasha, to South Indian. And that song became famous and it reached the ears of Jiva Goswami. This, His Holiness Indraduma Swami Maharaj tells in one of his Braj Kathas. I heard it. Srila Jiva Goswami was so attracted by those beautiful verses that he sent devotees from Vrindavan to find out who the author of those verses was. And they found in a South Indian village, they found this fellow pulling water from a well while singing those same songs. So they said, oh, who wrote this song? He said, I composed them. Jiva Goswami is calling you to Vrindavan. Come on, come to Vrindavan. You have pleased the heart of Jiva Goswami. So he did not even wait. They were on horseback, these devotees from Vrindavan. He did not even wait for them. He was waiting for an indication that some Mahabhagavat should call me to Vrindavan. I want to go to Vrindavan. But I cannot go to Vrindavan unless I am invited by a pure devotee. As soon as he heard that Jiva Goswami is calling you, he ran to Vrindavan. And he came to Vrindavan. Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami. And Jiva Goswami said, you should learn Bhagavatam systematically from Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. So he became an initiated disciple of Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. His name was Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami. And he would sit and give Bhagavatam class every day for 3 hours in the morning. Entire Vrindavan would come to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami. His fame spread. And nearby Vrindavan, there was the kingdom of Bharatpur. You have heard of Bharatpur? Yeah. So the Raja of Bharatpur heard that there is sweet Bhagavad Katha every morning in Vrindavan. What are you doing here? Listening to all politics. Go and 3 hours hear Bhagavatam Katha. So the king of Bharatpur started attending the Bhagavad Katha every day. Now imagine, Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami was a Goswami. He was completely renounced. He was a renunciate. And from him, 3 hours every day you are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam class. What will happen to the heart? Naturally, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharthameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari Kripam Budhiryastamaham Prapadde. Mahaprabhu's second generation devotee, Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami, you hear 3 hours sitting every day, your heart is going to get transformed. Slowly, this king of Bharatpur became renounced. He started wearing simple dhoti and chadar. He gave up his royal clothes. He was not interested in collecting taxes. He would wait every day. When will I go for the Bhagavatam class? When will I go for the Bhagavatam class? All day he was chanting Hare Krishna. He would address his own wife very respectfully. He would not touch her. He became very pure devotee. This king of Bharatpur. And what happened to the queen? She became something like Chitra Ketu Maharaj's other wives. Not Krita Duty, but the other wives. She became very envious and angry. Envious of who? Envious of Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami, her husband's guru. Since my husband has started attending the Bhagavad Katha of this Gadādhara Bhatta Goswami, he has become like a renunciant. He has become like a sadhu. I don't like it. He doesn't enjoy royal food anymore. He says, give me khichdi. He doesn't wear opulent clothes, just dhoti and chadar. He puts this 12 places tilak and he sits and chants Hare Krishna. And 3 hours he goes only to hear from his Gurudev, Srimad Bhagavatam. I don't like him. I miss my old husband, the king who used to enjoy with me. So she was telling this to her maid servant one day. That I'm not happy with my husband. I'm not happy with the king. He has changed too much. We should do something about it. The maid servant said, I have an idea. Let's create a conspiracy and destroy the good reputation of your husband's guru. Let's destroy the good reputation of Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami. And once his reputation is lost, your husband will stop respecting him. Your husband will stop going for the katha and he will become back to normal. My dear queen, I am pregnant. And if you give me permission, I will go in the Bhagavatam class and stand up and tell everyone that this person sitting on the Vyasasana, Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami, is the father of the child. This is a true story. His Holiness Indra Goswami Maharaj tells this story. True story.
Who?
Indradumna Maharaj. So the queen says, excellent idea. Here, take my bangles, gold bangles, and I'll give you gold coins also. So she gave 100 gold coins to that maid servant to lie. And soon enough, when she was a little bit more advanced in pregnancy, she one day went in the Bhagavad Katha. She was sitting in the back. After the Bhagavatam class, she stood up and she said, "Bahut lecture baji karte ho. You are sitting on the Vyasasana and giving nice Bhagavatam classes, but what about your character? Dear devotees, this speaker of Bhagavatam, Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami, is the father of my child. Please tell him to marry me immediately." Everyone looked at the Vyasasana. Everyone was looking at Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami for a response. And Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami did not say anything. He did not say yes, he did not say no. He just folded his hands and looked down. And the people thought silence is admission of guilt. They were very angry. But there was one disciple of Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami who used to be a Pahalwan. He was a wrestler. He was very strong. He could not take this. He had the Kshatriya spirit. He said, how can they make such an allegation against my Gurudev? 24 hours a day, my Gurudev is in front of me. We are serving our Gurudev 24 hours a day. There is no time that he can meet a woman. It's impossible. This is a false allegation. He took his danda, not a sannyas danda, fighting danda. He took his danda, his Rajasthani danda, and he told that woman, come to the side, I want to talk to you. He said, right now, I will show you the power of my danda if you don't tell me the truth. I know you are lying. You just tell me the truth. I am very angry. You don't know what I can do when I'm angry. And he showed the danda. The maid servant got scared. She said, Prabhu, it is the queen. It is the queen, the Bharatpur king's queen. She is upset that her husband is coming from Bhagavatam class and she has created this conspiracy. And here I'll show you. She gave me this golden rings and she gave me 100 gold coins also. The disciple came back in the class and showed everybody. Okay, it's solved. The mystery is solved. My Gurudev is pure. This lady has owned up that it was a conspiracy. Come on, tell everyone what you just told me. The maid servant told everyone that I just lied. I was greedy for money. I was given so much money by the queen. No, please forgive me. Your Gurudev is innocent. He's pure. The king stood up. The king stood up. King of Bharatpur. He pulled out his sword. He said, I am going to punish my queen right now. And he starts going towards his palace. Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami tells the king, stop. Who are you going to punish? He says, I'm going to punish my wife, of course. She is the conspirator. Shri Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami tells the king of Bharatpur, no, it is not your wife's fault. Tell me whose fault it is? The maid servant's fault. So the king says, is it the maid servant's fault? Shri Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami says, no, it is not her fault also either. Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami tells the king, it is your fault. Huh? My fault. What did I do? What is my fault? Gadadhara Bhatta Goswami says, your fault is that you came for the Bhagavatam class alone. You should have brought your wife also. You would have brought your wife, she also would have become a pure devotee. It is your fault. Only those who hear Srimad Bhagavatam class, they get benefited. Their Nashta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seva, their heart becomes purified. Those who don't attend, they will not be benefited. But what does Vrindavan Das Thakur say? Deva Gaya Apara Sagoshti Re Tare Varadata Vishwambara. Anyone who attentively chants these topics receives, along with his associates, benedictions given by Lord Vishwambara. So not only you will get Krishna Prem, but even your family members who have not come, they will also get Krishna Prem. Sa Goshtira, along with your family members. This is the supreme mercy of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Last two verses. Jagate durlabha pada Vishwambhara nama Sei Prabhu Chaitanya Samaradhana prana. Jagate durlabha bada Vishwambhara nam. That name Vishwambhara, which is very rare in this world, that Lord Shri Chaitanya is the life and soul of everyone. Samaradhana prana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Chano Vrindavana Dasa Kachu Adayuge Gana. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much, everyone.